So a while back I came up with this analogy that kind of explains what I do and who I'm for. Oh, and look, I'm not in a puffy jacket. And I thought I would just come on here to share it with you guys, because just about anybody can relate to this situation. So we've all gone to school, right? We went to elementary, we went to middle school, then we went on to junior high and high school, and then we may or may not have gone to college. And you know what all those years of schooling have in common? You had a teacher in every grade. So hear me out on this one. Would you be where you are right now without those teachers? Would you have gotten those assignments done? Would you have made sure you got home after school to do your homework before you did anything else? Done all that studying just to make sure you did well on the test? And let's just say you go to college and, with the majority of people going to college, you get hired on either as an internship or an entry level position by the company, aka by the higher ups. If they didn't tell you how to succeed in this job, would you know what to do? How to climb the ladder? How to get a pay raise? How to be professional? If there wasn't money on the other side of the amount of work that you have to put in, would you put in the work? So, with all of that said, in a parallel universe, that is what I do for my clients. Being a fitness and nutrition coach, I hold you accountable to doing that work because most people are in a 9 to 5 position nowadays and they aren't held accountable to their health goals. And if you weren't held accountable to the work tasks that you had to do, wouldn't you most likely start to procrastinate on them? If you don't, and you're very inwardly, intrinsically motivated, then that's a whole other story. But there's a whole other side of people that are a bit more externally motivated and need that external objective eye on what they're doing. Arguably, most people actually need that. So when a client says, my cholesterol's high, my glucose is high, my pre-diabetic levels are really high, in my mind, they have let themselves go too far back. They ought to be right here with their health and exceeding forward and building up the ladder of health. I almost sound like a career coach all of a sudden. But you must take yourself from back here to at least right here at baseline health, right? And then from that baseline health, let's do some progress. Take the necessary actions to go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. So if you feel like you're like all the way up here with your career ladder, like you're like senior executive, whatever, or even just middle management, or even just an entry level position, but you feel like your health is way down here and you'd like them to be both at the same place, it would of course you need to find a really good reason for why you want those to be at an even high level place. So like, what is your why? For some of my clients, it's an identity level change. I can personally say for myself, it's an identity level change. You want to respect yourself more, and you want people around you to respect you as well. You want to be taken more seriously. You don't want your health to hold you back. You want to be around there for your kids.